We have now 35 seconds, so I just asked that everybody stand by, and I'll continue watching the blue screen here, and we'll take some more check-ins here in a few minutes.
The Beacon Net, a gathering of hams from around the world, will start on the system in 30 minutes. Come join us.
QST. This is Kilo Echo 8, Victor Zulu Alpha, KE8 VZA. My personal is Eric Echo Romeo India Charlie. And I will be the net control station tonight for the Beacon Net pre-show. The Beacon Net meets on this repeater 10 p.m. on Sunday and Wednesday nights. That's Eastern time with check-ins at 9:30 Eastern. The Beacon Net is on the W8WKY repeater in Doylestown, Ohio, a little bit to the west of Akron and a bit south of Cleveland, if you're trying to find it on the map roughly. Let's see. Frequency is 147 Mark 390, positive offset, and a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. You can also connect to us via Allstar, node number 48496, or EchoLink. Look for W8WKY-R. The Beacon Net pre-show is a controlled pre-net. I ask that all traffic pass through net control, yours truly. And urgent or emergency traffic break in at any time. At this point, I'll take a short break for any urgent or emergency traffic. Please call now. KE8 VZA returning. No urgent or emergency traffic heard. Let's go on and touch base with our net control team, affectionately known as our Mickey Mouse roll call. Let's go up to the top, and we'll see if Nick at Nite is here, KE8QKO. He will be our NCO for the main net at the top of the hour. Are you out there, Nick? How are you? And are you ready to roll in 30 minutes?
KE8VZA, KE8QKO. Yes, sir. I'll be ready to go. That's the top of the hour. Watching a quick show before the net starts, and it's a funny show. I'll talk about that later on the net. Anyway, with that, I'll talk to you later, Eric. This is KE8QKO.
All right there, Nick at Nite. You're sounding very good on this end. I hope it's not a documentary having anything to do with alternate trivia. Alan and Larry might not like that. Anyway, probably not, right? Anyway, we'll clear with KE8QKO. Let's go down and see if Dustin's out there. KD8EPC, are you out there? How you doing, Dustin? And are you going to stick around for the net tonight?
KE8VZA and the Beacon Net pre-show. Good evening, Eric, and everybody out there. I'll tell you what, the toothpicks hold my eyelids open are about to break, so if you could just validate my parking for the evening, put me down for double D's for my trivia answers, and I'll say 73, and I hope to hear you all Wednesday night. With that, this is KD8EPC, back to pre-net control.
All right, Dustin, very good. Hopefully those toothpicks will hold out a little bit longer, but anyway, got you on the log with double D's as your answer and in and out tonight. Thanks for checking in, and 7-3. Next, we go down to KD8SLG, Just Nick. And you out there, Just Nick? I think I heard you. I did hear you earlier. And you're going to stick around for the main net tonight? And how you doing?
KE8VZA, this is KD8SLG. SLG. Good evening, Eric, and all the Beacon netizens. I'm here. And just a pro tip for everybody. If you're going to play trivia Wednesday night, watch the best Christmas movie ever between now and then, Die Hard. It's KD8 SLG, back to net control.
All right. I won't spoil it. I won't say anything about what might happen to Hans Gruber. Anyway, good to hear, Just Nick. And, yeah, I'll have to refresh my memory, too. Anyway, got you on the log. Good to hear you. We'll clear with KD8 SLG. And let's go down and see if Josh is out there. W8HRF. Josh, are you out there? How are you? And are you going to stick around for the big net tonight?
K8VZA, W8HRF. Good evening, Eric, all the Beacon netizens. Okay, I'm searching up and down all over the house looking for Betty's blanket and animals. Yeah, we're getting her to bed pretty late today, but we went and visited Grandma and Grandpa, so it was worth it. I'm going to be in and out tonight, but did want to stop by and say hello to everybody. We had a productive first winter field day planning meeting today, so thank you to all of those who stopped by. It's nice to see you this evening, Nick, at night. And there was something else I was going to say. I can't remember what it was, but I guess we'll be in and out tonight, so we'll catch you guys on the next go-around. Back to you, Eric. K8BZA, W8HRF, 7-3 all.
W8WKY.
There we go, a word from our sponsor. All right, Josh, very good. Sounds like you had a good weekend. Glad the meeting went well, and we got you in and out tonight. Thanks for joining us, 7-3. We'll clear with W8HRF. Let's see if Lucy's out there, KE8YUK. Lucy, are you out there? I'm assuming you're probably in the same situation as Josh, right?
KE8BZA, KE8YUK. Yes, sir, I am. I'll be in and out. Josh's mom is going to drop some stuff off tonight, I do believe, coming back from skating, and I probably should clean. I keep forgetting Christmas is coming up, so probably going to prep with that. Hope you guys have a great net, and also Josh wants me to mention that there is a billboard on our way to church that says Die Hard is a Christmas movie. That's it. No ad, no promotion, just a billboard. So, there you have that. K8YUK to K8VZA, 7-3, and God bless everybody.
All right, Lucy. I wonder how that billboard got there. Anyway, good to hear you tonight, Lucy. I hope you guys find the blanket and the stuffed animals, and got you on the log, in and out. We'll hear you down the coax, I'm sure. We'll clear with KE8YUK, 7-3. And next we go down to our alt trivia master, KI5DAY, Alan. How you doing tonight, Alan? How's Larry doing? Is he getting excited for Christmas?
Wow, KI5DAY. It was some robot voice that came in there with you. I don't know if that was an echo, but it's just for one word. What else is going on? Man, I'm tired as the dickens, but I'm here. Went to my niece's church today to watch my great niece up on stage singing and all that jazz, and then we went over to my niece's house for lunch and ate like kings and did the Christmas gift exchange. That's a lot of fun. Got to hang out with family for quite a while, and man, tired. I tried to take a little nap, but I rarely do that, but when I did, I took it for maybe 20 minutes or so, woke up, and I was like, oh, do I really want to get up? But I knew it was time for the nap, so here I is, dedicated. Oh, man, the humanity. KI5DAY, we'll be ready to go.
All right, Alan, very good. Yep, sounds like you've been busy. All right, Christmas spirit. Good to hear you tonight, and we'll hear you in a little bit for the alt trivia reading. So we'll clear with KI5DAY for now. I am KE8BZA with the BeaconNet pre-show on the W8WKY repeater in Doylestown, Ohio. We are going to take some more check-ins in a minute. I have harvested several from the blue screen. We run NetLogger, and if you open NetLogger, you can press the we have to select the net, look for BeaconNet, and then once you have it open, the AIM window button, which is kind of near the top of the screen in the middle, blue button. You can click that and open the chat window. We call affectionately the blue screen. And it's like a whole other net within a net. So there you have it. Let me take a break for time. KE8BZA returning. NetLogger is purely optional. Makes the net more interesting, though, in my opinion. And I use it for logging. Anyway, let's have thus far W3ETB Eddie, KF8G Brian, K5CFY Ray, KI5TAQ Taco Tim, KI5WDM Donald, WB4AIZ Chuck, who checked in and out all the way from Florida, 73 Chuck, KE8ZRY Jeremy, W2JLS John, K6KJV Revkev, AB8MO Andy, KD8OTQ Scott, KE8VOX also Scott, different Scott. He checked in and out tonight up on the shores of Lake Erie, manning the shores, keeping us safe. 73 Scott. Next we have KE8QFT Fred, N5KBD Pete, KC8FQB Mark, and KA8LYJ Bob. Okay, let's go ahead and take some more check-ins. If you'd like to get on the log, please give me a call. I'm KE8BZA.
What time?
W8WKY repeater PL1 14.8.
KE8BZA returning. Okay, we picked up one station, AF5JB, Matt in Tulsa, short time. Anyone else before we work the list, please give me a call. All right, very good. Hearing nothing, let's go ahead and work our list, see who's sticking around and who's not. We'll start with our short time station, AF5JB, Matt. How you doing? And are you getting ready for Christmas? And do you have a couple comments for the net before you need to go?
Yeah, copy. Beginning to get everybody else on the net. It's mostly cloudy and 57 degrees on dashboard, but it's about ready as I'll ever be. I'm not sure yet if I get anything from Santa. I think I might have been a little bit too rowdy, but this year, but that's just normal. And hi. But excuse me, I had a good weekend up to stay in town. Had about done Saturday morning. Because of that, got all cleaned up and went into the did laundry, played Batman Battle Royale at Dave Buster's, and had a hamburger at Hard Rock. Kind of around there for a little bit and went home and had me beer and went to bed, watched TV for a little bit, and since my Saturday night, played games every day, played as usual, played some Outrun and missed that man at the house, so it's always a lot of fun, but other than that, have a good safe Christmas and Merry Christmas and have a safe one out there. City 3 and I'm supposed to get to hear you guys out there and until next time. And stay warm. I don't know if we want to go up it's supposed to be 70s here in Oklahoma all week, so I'll take that any day. But anyway, 73 and grab me on. This is the half out JB Matt at Tulsa, Oklahoma. About to take control. Thanks again.
KE8VZA returning. All right there, Matt. Well, it sounds like you've had a pretty good weekend there, and you're getting ready for the upcoming week. And you have a Merry Christmas. Good to hear you tonight, and be safe. KE8VZA clearing with AF5JB. Let's go up to the top of our list. And first up is W3ETB Eddie. How you doing, Eddie? And are you going to stick around for the net tonight?
Hi there, Eric. Yeah, I'll be around. I had to switch over from the browser that had RagTube over to EchoLink. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to talk to you. It's 36 degrees here in Annapolis, and we don't have any wind, so it's not a bad night, I guess. But, I don't want to be out there. It's best to be inside. And all this week it's supposed to be some good weather, so hopefully good weather by being in the higher 40s. And a couple of days I think are going to be in the 50s. So we get some pretty good weather here for this next week. And I want to say, snow, stay away. I know some people like to have a white Christmas, but I'll settle for just one that's slightly warmer Christmas, and we'll celebrate that way. Anyway, if I don't talk to you again, Eric, before Christmas, Merry Christmas, and you have a Happy New Year. If I don't talk to you before that, which hopefully I'll be able to join in again next Sunday as well. W3ETB, back to net. I'll be here.
All right, Eddie. Well, it's supposed to get a little warmer here this week as well. High 30s, 40s, and toward the end of the week it may even get above 50. So we'll see. You have a good Christmas if I don't talk to you, and good to hear you. Got you on the log sticking around. We'll clear with W3ETB. Let's go down to Brian, KF8G. How are you, Brian? And are you going to stick around for the main net tonight?
Yep, I'll be around. KF8G.
All right, good deal, Brian. Got you on the line with KF8G. Let's go down to K5CFY Ray. How you doing, Ray? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
KE8 VZA K5CFY. Good evening there, Mr. Eric. Thanks for doing the pre-net. We appreciate it. Not much going on here, but I definitely am going to hang around and listen for the trivia, and we'll give it back to you. K5CFY.
All right, Ray, my pleasure. Good to hear you tonight. Got you on the log, sticking around. We'll clear with K5CFY. Let's go down to Taco Tim, KI5TAQ. How you doing, Tim? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
This is KI5TAQ. Of course I'm going to stick around tonight. And of course, it wouldn't be a net if we didn't harass someone named Alan or Jack Sparrow. Oh, well. And of course, I'll be waiting for those nice trivia questions. This is KI5TAQ.
All right, Tim, very good to hear you tonight. We'll clear with KI5TAQ. Yeah, we'll give Alan a run for his money, I guess. Anyway, let's go down and talk to KI5WDM. Donald, how you doing tonight, Donald? And are you going to stick around for the main net tonight?
Good afternoon. Yes, this is KI5WDM, and yes, I am sticking around. I gotta have to get Alan maybe to hire me to be a bodyguard for him. Y'all are getting a little rough with that young man. I'll be here, KI5WDM.
All right, Donald, very good. Got you on the log sticking around. Maybe Larry will share some Funyuns with you. We'll clear with KI5WDM. Next on the list is KE8ZRY, Jeremy. How you doing, Jeremy? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
KE8VZA, this is KE8ZRY. Good evening, Eric, and everybody's checked in so far. Yep, I'm going to stick around and be waiting on that trivia. I'll send it back to you. It's KE8ZRY.
All right, Jeremy, very good. Got a good one lined up, I think, for main trivia. And Alan always comes up with some mind benders, so can't wait to see what that is. Anyway, good to hear you, Jeremy. We'll clear with KE8ZRY. Let's go down to John, W2JLS. How are you, John? And are you going to stick around for the main net tonight?
Kilo Echo 8, Victor Zulu Alpha, W2JLS. Sir, yeah, I'm going to try to stick around. I was kind of dozing off here, sitting on the Victor Lima Charlie in the living room, and yeah, but I think I'm gonna have a resurgence. I might even have a little cup of Joe maybe to infuse some life into me. But yeah, stick me on the list, keep me on the list, and I'll be here hanging out, hopefully still awake.
All right, John, very good. I saw a picture of you guys with Miss Nancy, the Oz, at the restaurant there, and I wish I could have made it, could not. Anyway, glad there was a good showing, and we'll keep you on the log here, of course, and we'll clear with W2JLS. Let's go down to RevKev, K6KJV, all the way from California. How you doing, Kev, and are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
Hello, Eric. Everyone else on the pre-net. This is K6KJV here in Valley Springs, California. And I'm trying to wrap my mind about this. What did you say? What kind of bender is Alan? I mean, is there something we need to know about him and Larry? I'm just joking, Alan. Larry. Oh, yep, I'm sticking around for this net, and if Just Nick is listening, I hope it's not too early. I want to put in my check-in for Wednesday, and my answer is double D. And yippee-ki-yay, Maranatha.
All right, Kevin. Yeah, I said it was his questions are usually mind-bending. And we'll just leave it there. Anyway, good to hear you, Kevin. Got you on the log, sticking around. Next is AB8MO. How you doing, Andy? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
Okay, well, my note just identified, so hopefully I'm not doubling with anybody. This is AB8MO. No, I'm not going to stick around. Had a long day today, and I don't have to get up any earlier than usual, but I'm tired. Do want to remind everybody that this Wednesday on 147015 up here in Newberry, which most of you guys on that are on 39 could probably get into, we will be carrying the Santa Watch net from Dewdrop In. And that'll start at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. They generally run about 3 hours. I don't know that it's ever lasted much past 9 o'clock, but we will be carrying it. So our Allstar Node is 55564, or you can link up directly to Dewdrop In. Their Allstar Node is 50241. And whenever they wrap up, which will probably be well before the beacon net starts, we'll just switch it over, because there are no nets scheduled on Wednesday night at that time slot this year. So we're happy about that. So come join us. It's a lot of fun listening, that's for sure. So that's all I got from here. Have a good night, everybody. KEADZA, this is ABNMO.
All right, Andy, very good. Thanks for the update on the net on Wednesday, and hopefully we'll get some late-breaking info on the big man in red in the sleigh and how he's progressing. But good to know. Have to check it out. We'll clear with ABNMO 73, Andy. I got you in and out. Next on the log is KD8OTQ. Scott, how are you? And are you going to stick around for the main net tonight?
W8WKY.
Everyone in that KD8OTQ. Yeah, I want to try to stick around for that tonight. Not so much longer anyway here, so back to you, KD8OTQ.
All right, Scott, very good. I got you on the log, sticking around. We'll clear with KD8OTQ. Let's go down to KE8QFT. Fred, how you doing, Fred? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
Yes, I'll be here for the big show. Watching the Patriots, also on Channel 3. Of course, muted. Man, couple of good games today, real good games. KE8QFT, back to the pre-net.
All right, Fred, very good. Got you on the log, sticking around. Yeah, I was watching that Patriots-Ravens game a little bit while I was getting the trivia question ready. But anyway, good to hear you. We'll clear with KE8QFT. Let's go down to Mark, KC8FQV. How you doing tonight? And are you going to stick around for the main net?
All right, yep, we'll stick around, Eric, for the main net, KCFQV. Yeah, I would like to see the odds, but we were running around yesterday. I was trying to think what we did yesterday. I know what we were doing. We went to an auction. Trying to think we did something before the auction. And we went out to eat. Today we did the same thing. Went out, run around. So I don't know. I can't recall where they were meeting at, and I thought I was going to hear a little bit of talk on the radio. But I don't know if I had the radio on or the Allstar Connect 239. And at times I did. We'll be around for the main show. So we'll send it back to net control. Hopefully Nick's doing good down there out in the middle of no man's land, KCFQV.
All right, Mark, very good. Got you on the log, sticking around. Good to hear you tonight. We'll clear with KC8FQV. Let's go down to Bob, KA8LYJ. How are you tonight, Bob? And are you going to stick around for the main net?
KA8LYJ,
KDA-VZA, this is KA8LYJ. Yeah, I'll linger. I'm looking forward to hearing what Larry came up with for Alan Doritas. This is KA8LYJ, giving it back to you.
All right. Yeah, I just have images of Larry with his visor on and cracking open Google and looking stuff up for the trivia question for Alan to read. Yeah. Anyway, good to hear you, Bob. Got you on the log, sticking around. That brings us down to the end of the pre-show, and we're a little bit early. How much time do we have? Oh, we have like 12 seconds left. How about that? Raise down. I finished early. Anyway, KE8QKO, Nick at Nite. If you are ready to roll, I'm ready to pass it over to you. This is KE8VZA.
KE8VZA. KE8QKO. Yes, sir, I'm ready. Let me open up my notepad here. I'm going to break for time. All right, good evening and welcome to the BeaconNet. My name is Nick. My call sign is KE8QKO, Kilo Echo 8, Quebec, Kilo Oscar, and I'll be net control for the evening. The BeaconNet meets every Sunday and Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time here on the W8WKR repeater, 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8, Allstar Node 48496, and EchoLink W8WKY-R. This is DirectNet. All traffic must pass through net control. We are linked with our friends in Oklahoma, the Fireside Network, and various other repeaters. And we ask you to key for a couple of seconds before and after you transmit so we hear everything you've got to say. Before we start taking check-ins, is there any emergency or priority traffic? Please call now. All right, nothing heard there. Any stations that's not already checked into the pre-show that would like to check into the BeaconNet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, all your name and location.
Whiskey 8, Tango Foxtrot, W8 KTF. Mike in Huron, mark me in and out.
All right, I've got W8 TTF. Anyone else who would like to check in, please call now.
Then QKO, the BeaconNet, Whiskey Alpha 8, Kilo Oscar Charlie, WA8, KOC, Fred and Akron.
All right, I've got WA8 KOC. Fred, thanks, Fred. How you doing? Anyone else who wants to check in, please call now. All right, got a couple of check-ins there. Let's go talk to our trivia masters and get those questions read for us. We're going to start with KE8 VZA Eric to get the primary question. Eric, take it away.
KE8QKO in the net. This is KE8VZA with the main trivia question. What is the name of the hill where, I'm not going to say this correctly, I'm sure, Guglielmo Marconi received the first transatlantic wireless message? Was it Alpha, Radio Ridge, Bravo, Marconi Mountain, Charlie, Cabot Tower, or Delta, Signal Hill. Let me take a break for time and I'll read it again. KE8VZA returning with main trivia. What is the name of the hill where Guglielmo Marconi received the first transatlantic wireless message? Was it Alpha, Radio Ridge, Bravo, Marconi Mountain, Charlie, Cabot Tower, or Delta, Signal Hill? I'll put this in the blue screen momentarily. KE8VZA back to net control.
All right, well, thank you, Eric. We always appreciate a good Elmo question, and I have my answer written down. We'll see how it works out for me later. Let's go talk to KI5DAY Alan to get the not the answer, the question, the alternate trivia question. Alan, take it away.
KI5DAY, I heard you say answer. I heard you say it again. That's the second time in 2 weeks you've done that, so I'm going to go ahead and give the answer. The answer is, no, just kidding. Tonight's alternate trivia question, by the way, if you look up the answer to this, instead of just guessing it, you are the biggest loser in the world. But anyway, that's just my opinion of it. Hi. Let's see, what do we got here? Tonight's alternate trivia is, let me let this drop.
W8WK.
Here we go. Tonight's alternate trivia. The King of Hearts in cards. I'll repeat that. The King of Hearts in cards is the only king that does not have which one of the following? Is it A, mustache, B, a sword, C, 2 eyes showing, or D, 2 ears of Cornwaldo beans? Let me let this drop. I'll repeat it one more time. The King of Hearts in cards is the only king that does not have which of the following? Is it A, mustache, B, a sword, C, 2 eyes showing, or D, 2 ears of Cornwaldo beans? KI5DAY, back to net.
All right, well, thank you for another fine alternate trivia question there, Alan. I think I know what I'm going with, and I'll see how it turns out later on the net. Okay, let's see, we're going to talk to some people. The first station we have here none of our initial stations are chat radio now. The first station we have is W3ETB, Eddie. How you doing, Eddie? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Hi, Nick. Well, I think I told Eric what the weather was here, so it's kind of a quiet evening. And just been watching a little bit of streaming on the computer here. And I'm going to switch over in a little while to see what the Ravens are doing the game tonight. They're supposed to be playing and see if they're going to be winning or losing or whatever they're doing. Anyway, as far as the trivia questions, I go with, for the main trivia question, I'm going to go with A for the main. And for Alan's alternate trivia, I'm going to go with B. And I would explain what my reasons are, but that might be giving it away or it might lead somebody in the wrong direction. So I'll just pass at that. Anyway, nice to talk to you, Nick. Take care. I'll be around listening. W3TV, back to net.
All right, well, thank you, Eddie. Thanks for checking in there. And, be a little careful with those Ravens comments. We're not a big fan of them here in Ohio, or Northeast Ohio. But, I've got your answers down as Alpha and Delta. Next, we have KFAG, Brian. How you doing, sir? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Well, not a heck of a lot. My racing friend Bob bought a Miata chassis. We're swapping the stock parts off of that with rather tired race car he's got. And our Champ Car team bought a new BMW, so we're getting ready for racing season. We've got a 330i BMW. It's a E36, I believe. I don't know what year the thing is. Beautiful car. Came out of Georgia. But other than that, going over to my tuning
pipe organ tuning friends on Christmas Day. We're going to have a little get-together. And my racing buddy Bob's having New Year's Eve, so got places to go for once this year. Usually it's just me and the cats. And, you know, when you watch the Die Hard movie, if you turn it on New Year's Eve at, I believe, 9 o'clock, 57 minutes, and 10 seconds, Hans Gruber will hit the deck right at midnight, so there's something to plan for. And as usual, I have the only correct answer for the trivia, and that's 42. With that, I'll turn it back to the net. KFAG.
All right. Well, thank you, Brian. Sounds like you have some pretty good holiday plans there, and that's good information about the Die Hard movie. I might actually try that. I'm gonna. I'll see if I can set that up. That'd be kind of fun to have around on New Year's Eve in the background, so we can see the Hans Gruber drop instead of the ball drop. Thanks for that info. Next, we have K5CFY Ray. Actually, before I go to Ray, this is KE8QKO on the W8WKY repeater, 147 Mark 290, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. And next, we're going to go to K5CFY Ray. How you doing, Ray? What do you have for the beacon net tonight?
KE8QKO in the net. This is K5CFY. Good evening, Nick at Nite. Thanks for doing the net. We appreciate it. I'm going to go with Delta and Alpha. Delta and Alpha. So I'll get off of here and let you get on down the list there. K5CFY.
All right. Well, thank you, Ray. Got your answers down there for Delta and Alpha. Let's see how it works out for you. Next, we're going to talk to KI5TAQ Taco Tim from Bofang, Oklahoma, and we're going to see what he's up to. Take it away, Tim.
Oh, good afternoon, or I should say good evening there. This is KI5TAQ. Well, as far as main trivia question is, I'm going to go for Delta. And for the alternate trivia, I'm going to go for Alpha. And we will go from there. And I'm just going to be like Alan, going to be needing some retraining after a week of vacation. With that said, I'll send it back to net control. This is KI5TAQ.
All right. Well, thank you, Tim. Got your answers down for Delta and Alpha. That seems pretty popular tonight. Let's see if we go 3 for 3. Let's go to KI5WDM. Donald. How you doing, Donald? And what do you have for the beacon net tonight?
Good afternoon. This is KI5WDM, Donald in the Osage. I don't have anything. I'll give you my answers, though. I'm going to guess Charlie and Charlie. So, appreciate y'all running the net. We'll let you go and see what everybody else is guessing. I've never been right yet. I don't suspect I'll be right tonight either. KI5WDM.
All right. Well, thank you, sir. Got your answers down for Charlie and Charlie. And you know what? We never know. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. There's times I think I've got it nailed, and I find out that I'm horribly wrong. Next station is WB4AIZ Chuck, who is in and out, and that's going to take us down to KE8ZRY Jeremy. How you doing, Jeremy? What do you have for the beacon net tonight?
K8QKO, this is KE8ZRY, giving you a mix and everybody on the net don't know what that was. And if y'all heard something weird coming across the radio, it was not me. That being said, that kind of turned me off a little bit. Things are going well. Having a pretty good night, pretty relaxing day, pretty good weekend. ready for these 2 weeks off. School's out for Christmas, so I get 2 weeks off, hopefully. Boss says I may have to come in one day. We'll see. Getting ready to go to DX Engineering tomorrow. I'm going to spend a few $100s over there, so that'll be fun. And that's about it, I think. With that, I'll give my trivia. It's going to be Delta and Alpha tonight. And I'll say 73 to everybody. This is KE8GRY, send it back to net control.
All right, well, thank you, Jeremy. Yeah, I'm not sure what that was. We got your answer down there for Delta and Alpha. I'll tell you what, a good trip to DX Engineering the week before Christmas isn't a bad trip to make. I'll be over there. Well, I won't be at DX. I'll be right down the road from DX, picking up our Christmas prime rib from Doom with Meats tomorrow morning. So, not too far. If I had the time, I'd stop by there. That sounds like it'd be a fun trip. But sadly, I have to sneak out of work to go buy my prime rib. Anyway, we got your answers, and I appreciate it. Next, we have W2JLS John. How you doing, John? What do you have for the BeaconNet tonight?
W8WKY.
KE8QKO. Mr. Nick. Now, sorry, man, I didn't make it down to the radio room. I'm in the kitchen on the EchoLink. Thank God for EchoLink when you're caught off guard. Yeah, good evening to you, sir. And trivia questions. Let's see here. Let me try to pull these together. So the first one, I really don't know for sure. I'm going to guess, I'm inclined to guess C because that's the one that has nothing to do with Marconi or radio from the sounds of it. And I'm assuming the name would have been tied to what it was called before he did what he did. But I'm going to just take a stab and say Signal Hill, though. I like the sounds of that. So maybe that would be what they call it after he did what he did. But I'm not sure. And then the other question about the King. I've seen this question before without actually looking at a playing card right now. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm just going to take a guess and say the one without a sword will be my guess. I don't know what choice that was, but there you go. There are two guesses for you. Wish everyone out there, good to hear you tonight. Wish you all a very happy, safe holiday week. Merry Christmas. Happy winter solstice. I think we crossed over today. It's the 21st. So, anyway, enjoy it and be safe. Enjoy your families. W2JLS passing it back. Thanks for having me, Nick.
All right, well, thank you, John. Got your answers down there for Delta and Bravo, and yeah, we'll take the old Echo Stink when it's available. So you do what you can to get into the net. Appreciate you being here. I was going to say something else there, but I forget now. Oh, well, anyway, maybe it'll come to me later. Next, we're going to talk to K6KJV, Rev Kev. How you doing, sir? What do you have for the BeaconNet tonight?
Hello there, Mr. Nick. Oh, man, my brain. I just had a brain. Oh, I got brain fog here. Oh, let's see. Well, Mr. Nick at night, the rest of the crew, and the youngins, and Larry. Oh, and Alan, too. I know he's making fun of me. But I'm not looking. Hello to all y'all and everyone else on the net. This K6KJV here in Valley Springs, California, for all those intrusive alphabet agencies got to be in our business. Oh, I'm doing fine. Sounds like y'all's doing fine. And, these questions are pretty tough. So I've been researching and checked with several so-called AI platforms, and they all came up with the same answers. You can never go wrong with a Cornwaldo bean. So I am taking and voting in solidarity with Mr. Destin for double D's, Delta and Delta. So God bless, 73, Maranatha, and Merry Christmas. Back to you, Mr. Nick from K6KJV.
All right, thank you, Kevin. Got your answers down for Double D as always. Appreciate you checking in there. And you know, you don't have to tell those three-letter agencies where you are. They already know. They already got you on the list, and they know exactly where you are. And you don't have to remind them. They have all that information already readily available. Yeah, that's how that goes. And Merry Christmas to you, sir. Good to hear you. Next, we have a station in and out. That's AV8MO, who already chose Delta and Charlie, apparently. And then we're going to go down and talk to KD8OTQ. Scott. How you doing, Scott? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight? Well, thank you, Scott. I think I heard you say your dancers were Delta and Alpha. You were really quiet and a little staticky, but we got you in there, and we were able to pick out what you were saying. So thanks for checking in. Good to have you. And yeah. Next station we have, actually before I go to the next station, this is K8QKO and the WAWKY repeater 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. Our next station is in and out, and that is KE8VOX, and that's going to take us down to KE8QFT, Uncle Fred. How you doing, Fred? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
First of all, my answers for the all-important trivia. Alpha and Alpha, in that order. You got to make sure you get the order right on that now. A and A. What a day. Started off, I went with a female friend of mine, not a girlfriend, but a friend who happens to be a girl. We went to church this morning, church she grew up in. She grew up just a few miles from here. And we went to that church. Man, there was something. She knew a lot of them people, you know. They don't leave this small burg up there, you know where Medina is. It's between, this place is between Medina and Wellington for you in the local area. I cannot think of the name of this place. But anyhow, that was a lot of fun. Then we went to Bob Evans for breakfast. I watched the Browns, and they played a pretty good game, considering Buffalo's one of the best teams in the league. I'll tell you, Shooter Sanders, he doesn't just stand there and get nailed. He scrambles. Let me break for a minute. Yeah, I think, you know, they don't want to rush and run him out of the pocket, because when he gets out of the pocket, man, he'll pick up a first down on you before you can bat an eye. And he's not a bad passer at all. He just doesn't have any protection there on the line. That's just me, you know, how would you put it, a common lot type of guy, you know, not a football expert or nothing, but, yeah. In New England, you know, look at New England and Denver, I mean, them guys were in the same category as the Browns a couple years ago, and look where they're at now. They're both up at the top again. So I think there's hope for the Browns in our lifetime. Yeah. KE8QFT, returning you to net control.
All right. Well, thank you, Fred. I got to tell you, I don't know if there's hope for the Browns in our lifetime. Here's my reasoning. I don't know where the numbers are right now, but I just remember reading a news article many years ago about how the Browns were one of the highest grossing teams in the NFL, even though they are consistently a losing team. So people in Cleveland will still spend money to buy the Browns swag, to go see the Browns lose, and yeah, we keep doing it. So if there's no incentive, like, why spend extra money making the Browns a good team if we keep spending money on the Browns? Right? That's the thing. Haslam's a business guy. Like, why put more money into something if he's making money from it? So I don't know. That's my 2 cents on it. Next station we have is KC8FQV Mark. How you doing, Mark? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
W8WKY.
All right, yeah. KCFQV. I'm going to say DA. I'm going to say D for the first one, A for the second one. DA. Yeah, we ran over to Strongsville today. Columbia Station. Yeah, we came back through Strongsville and went down 71. Yeah, I forgot about 71 being widened to 3 lanes. I knew it was 3 lanes from 271 down, but I sort of forgot that they did. I don't know where it started at exactly, but it started way up north. Well, it started above 2. I know that. It went down to my sister's then from Columbia Station down to Uniontown. And we were down there and had dinner, and yeah, that Browns game was sort of, yeah, you don't say too much about them. It does no good to talk. They just don't want to listen. So, other than that, yeah, great hearing everyone on the radio. Yeah, I was going to get the names. I wanted to see the odds, but yeah, yesterday we were running around too. I don't know where they landed up at. I heard it, but I can't remember where they landed at. And yeah, now I know where Nick. Yeah, he's out in the middle of. We sort of say when you're out in the middle of nowhere, we could say Timbuktu, and it's not Timbuktu, but you know that phrase. Yeah, out in the middle of nowhere. You know. So hopefully he's doing good. Hopefully Audrey's doing good. So we'll send it back to net control. KCFQV.
All right, thank you, Mark. We got your answers down for Delta and Alpha, and thanks for checking in. Next, we have KA8LYJ, Bob. How you doing, Bob? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
KE8QKO, this is KA8LYJ. Good evening, Nick. Good evening, Net. Not much. It was a good day. Finally got to church after 2 weeks absence. 2 weeks ago, the toilet decided to overflow right when I was supposed to be getting ready for church, so there went that. And then last week, the church canceled services because of the crappy weather, so it was nice finally to get back there. Then ran a couple of errands, took a nap, and just finished some pizza while waiting to talk to you guys. For trivia, we're going to go Charlie Bravo. That's Johnny's boring older brother. And this is KA8LYJ.
All right, well, thank you, Bob. Good to hear you. Thanks for checking in. Hey, I don't know if I caught your trivia answers. You want to come back with them again, please?
Yeah, that was Charlie Bravo, Johnny's boring older brother.
Copy that, sir. Thank you very much. We got your answers down for Charlie and Bravo. Our next 2 stations are in and out. That's AF5JB and W8TTF, which is going to take us down to WA8KOC. Fred, how you doing, Fred? And what do you have for the BeaconNet tonight?
K8QKO, Nick at Nite, and the BeaconNet, good evening, WA8KOC. Nick, thanks for taking my check-in, appreciate it. Hopefully you've had a good weekend. First off, answers for the trivia, I'll go with C and C, both C's. And if there's a chance that I don't talk to you before the holidays, you have a Merry Christmas, you and your family, enjoy it, and we'll look forward to talking to you somewhere on down the line. Hopefully I'll get a chance to check into one of the nets here, the BeaconNet, before New Year's. Take good care of yourself, buddy. 7-3, we'll talk to you soon. K8QKO and the BeaconNet, 73WA8KOC.
All right, well, thank you, Fred. Got your answer down for Charlie and Charlie. It's good to hear you. Thanks for checking in. This is K8QKO on the W8WKY repeater, 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. We're ready for another round of check-ins. So anyone who'd like to check into the BeaconNet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location. All right, nothing heard there. I guess we'll go up and talk to our net control team and see what they're doing. K8VZA, K8QKO. How you doing, Eric? What do you have for the BeaconNet tonight?
K8QKO in the net, KE8VZA here, doing well. Well, the big news here is my XYL had her thyroid removed this past Tuesday and is recovering very well. They kept her overnight, and she has been home for the last few days and doing well, a little tired, and adjusting to her medication that she's got to take now for the rest of her life. Ate one pill every day. And what else? Got my wire antenna up again in the tree, and I was playing around with it last night doing a little POTA hunting. That was a lot of fun, and that's about all I have. Looking forward to the holidays coming up. And let's see, trivia, I'm going to go, what was my answer? For alternate trivia, I'm going to go with Charlie. I'll abstain from Maine, of course. That's all I have. KE8VZA, back to net control.
All right. Well, thank you, Eric. Got your answer down for Charlie. I'm glad your wife's doing well. I'm curious. Did you happen to try to get him to give you the thyroid in a jar or something? Maybe you could wrap it up and give it back to her for Christmas. I think that'd be an awesome idea.
Well, actually, Nick, I thought, they should offer us the opportunity to take it home. I mean, it's kind of like when you used to get your car fixed and they put the old parts in the trunk, just to show you they replaced something. But my daughter and I gave the thyroid a name, and it had some nodes attached to it. So we called it Thelma and the Louises because they pulled it out and sent it over the cliff. Basically, they sent it to the lab and biopsied it, and it was negative. So that's a good sign, too. But, yeah, Thelma and the Louises. I could just see them in a jar on the mantle. KE8VZA, back to you, Nick.
All right, thank you, Eric. That's a great answer. That's way better than I was hoping for, so, yeah, that's fun. Good times. Glad she's doing well, and everybody's in good spirits. All right, Kitty at EPC was in and out. He had answers as double D. Then we're going to talk to Kitty8SLG, just Nick. How you doing, Nick? Hi, Nick. Uh-oh. Hello, maybe Nick turned into a pumpkin. KD8SLG, KE8QKO. Nick, are you out there? And do you have comments for the BeaconNet? All right, well, maybe Nick turned into a pumpkin, but we'll hear from him on Christmas Eve. Josh and Lucy, W8HRF and KEYUK are in and out, so we will talk to them later. I got to see Josh today. It was fun. Got to go with him to, we had a meeting for Winter Field Day. Sarah and the Canton Club are doing Winter Field Day. We went down and worked out some details with the Canton Club, so that was fun. And that's going to take us down to KI5DAY Alan. How you doing, Alan? What do you have for the BeaconNet tonight?
W8WKY.
KI5DAY in the net. Man, what do I have for the BeaconNet? I have crispy wheats and raisins for the net. I'm willing to share. I have milk too, and it's lactose-free milk. So people who deal with that, like me. I don't know, man. I've got some kind of allergy issue. It's kind of weird. I've had it off and on for a few days, and I started having another attack today on the way home from my nieces. So I know I've gotten into something, and I don't know what it is, but I'm having similar allergy attacks to what I get when I get around fresh strawberries, but it's not to that extreme, thankfully. But definitely dealing with it, whatever it is. Feels like my eyes have been clawed out or something. It's kind of a strange thing to deal with, but it hit me again on the way home today from my nieces, and I don't know. Hopefully that'll go away, whatever it is. So I'm kind of struggling at the moment. Sadly, I don't have any Benadryl, but man, if I have to, I'll go get some, but I think I'll be all right. Let's see, what else is happening here? Let me let this drop. My info buddy from the VFW, one of our auxiliary ladies, she's a kitchen person. She runs our kitchen kind of and stuff like that. She helps out a lot there. She gives me info on what the latest events are at the VFW so I can kind of keep up when I don't see the emails sometimes. So she was just sending me some info and intel. But anyways, I'm just sitting here hoping that I have to work a 2-day work week. I won't know till tomorrow for sure if I got Wednesday off because of some new tool the company's using to pull the wool over our eyes, so to speak. But for the regular trivia answer, I think I'm going to go, wow, I really like the name, Guglielmo Marconi. That's a cool name. I'm going to go with, I don't even know the answer, I'm just going to say Signal Hill D. That sounds like a winner. But anyways, KI5DAY, back to net.
All right, well, thank you, Alan. You got your answer down as Delta for the primary question. Sounds like a pretty good weekend. And hey, no Benadryl before the BeaconNet. Then you get tired, and we don't want that because you want your alternate trivia. You can take all the Benadryl you want after the net. Anyway, thank you, sir. My answers are also going to be Delta and Alpha. I did write those down when I started, so they're my little logbook here. Yeah, and I'm guessing by the answers we've got, that seems pretty popular. Let's see. So yeah, we started our holiday festivities this weekend. We had Friendsmas. We've got a few close friends, families we all kind of get together and hang out and do a lot with. And every year we have our family Christmas together before Christmas, and we did that this weekend. Made a brisket chili, some mac and cheese, and I made a turducken thing. I say thing. We bought this turducken thing from Costco. We all pitched in. It was like a turkey breast, sort of smashed down, wrapped in a duck breast, wrapped in sausage stuffing, and the whole thing was wrapped in bacon, and then I smoked it on Saturday morning. I think the cook was great. The food was meh, but yeah, as far as I was really proud of the cook. I can't do much about the meat when you buy something like that. Did that, and then today I went with Josh to the meet with the Canton Radio Club. And then I started watching this show tonight. I'm going to break for time. So there's this show on HBO Max called Florida Man. I've seen it a couple times. I'm like, I need to watch that someday. Oh man, that's a good show. It's a something. There was a story about a guy who posted that he wanted to do anything for work on Craigslist and got a request from somebody who wanted him to come to his house, cut off his toes, cook them, and eat them. And a whole half-hour episode was about this story. And ultimately, the guy backed out and didn't let him cut his toes off. But I thought for sure he was going to cut this guy's toes off in the show and eat them. And I'm like, oh man, it had me at like the edge of my seat. I'm thinking, there's a good thing my wife's not in the room because she would be out of the room. It was that sort of like weird, grotesque. But so far, I've been really impressed with that. This little show on HBO Max called Florida Man. Maybe check it out if you're into that sort of thing. Yeah, that's about it for me. Yeah. So this is KE8QKO on the WWKY repeater, 147 Mark 390, positive also with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. And we can take some more check-ins. If you want to check in at the BeaconNet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location. All right, nothing heard there. Might be a short one tonight. Let's go get our trivia answers. Let's start with K8VZA. Eric, would you read the primary question answer, please?
KE8QKO in the net. KE8VZA here with the main trivia answer. So, what was the name of the hill where Guglielmo Marconi received the first transatlantic wireless message anyway? Was it Ruby Ridge, Marconi Mountain, Cabot Tower, or Signal Hill? It actually was Delta, Signal Hill. Let me take a break for time and I'll read the backstory. KE8VZA here. So on December 12th, 1901, at Signal Hill in St. John's, Newfoundland, Guglielmo Marconi received the first transatlantic radio signal with a receiver and a wire antenna that was kept aloft by a kite. Sounds like he took a page out of Ben Franklin's playbook there. Morse code for the letter S was transmitted approximately 20 miles across the Atlantic Ocean from, here's another challenging one, Poldhu, Cornwall, England. Let's just leave it at Cornwall. There we go. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. There was some speculation that maybe he actually did not hear the letter S, but rather heard some static from some lightning. But it's in the history books as he heard the letter S. So what else? I thought there was one other thing. Nope, that was it. We talked about the kite. So there you have it. The answer is Delta, Signal Hill, and I'll put the answer in the blue screen in a minute. KE8VZA back to net control.
All right, well, thank you, Eric, and thank you for getting me the right answer on this one. I appreciate it. I mean, I appreciate more, but I appreciate this one. Let's go to the KI5DAY Alan and see what the answer is to the alternate trivia. Alan, take it away.
Sorry, I went brain dead. KI5DAY, as Ray would say. Ray likes to say he goes brain dead. It's always funny. It cracks me up when I hear him say that because I can relate to that so much. You'll be on the net doing net control, and all of a sudden you have no idea what you're talking about or what's going on. You start hearing the Four Non Blonde song. You know, what's going on? It's stuck in your head. But man, yeah, I'm sinking further down this allergy ship. I don't know what I've gotten into today, but something has definitely really got me going here, so we'll see. Maybe I can go scratching through some cabinets and see if I can find a Benadryl or something, but if not, I'll just ride the storm out and get some tomorrow. But I won't take it before I go to work. Yeah, Benadryl is the one thing that actually works on me to make me tired. All the other meds, like the PMs and all that stuff, makes me climb the walls. And yeah, I was putting in the blue screen. It makes me turn into an Australian Shepherd with the zoomies when I take PM-type medicines. I don't know what it is about that, but I go a direct 180 from what it's supposed to do. Let me let this drop, and I will give the answer for the trivia. Sorry, I'm going through the repeater, and it decided to ID itself just as I let go of the PTT there. So tonight's alternate trivia was the King of Hearts in cards is the only king that does not have which the following. Well, if you had consulted your Googlepedia Martanica, you would have known the answer. Hi. But if you didn't get it right, that's your bad. So the answers were the King of Hearts, the only card it does not have, was it A, mustache, B, a sword, C, 2 eyes showing, or D, 2 ears of Cornwaldo beans. It was actually A mustache. Let me let this drop and I will read why.
W8WKY.
So, why does the King of Hearts deviate from his regal peers by not wearing a mustache? The other three kings that have a mustache. The answer lies in the card's design and its historical evolution. In the early days of playing cards, wood blocks were used to print the intricate designs. The design of the King of Hearts with his sword behind his head often caused the mustache to be obscured or partially cut off during printing. So as a result, it was decided that the King of Hearts would be portrayed clean-shaven, making him unique among his fellow kings. There's the answer. Aren't you educated? KI5DAY, back to Nip.
All right, well, thank you, Alan. I got another one right there. You know, I was thinking it was probably because the Queen of Hearts is kind of like a Karen and a little bit naggy and probably just didn't like mustaches, so he just shaved off and didn't have a mustache like the other cards because he didn't want his Queen of Hearts to give him a hard time, you know, happy wife, happy life, and all that. So that was my thinking with it. So, but whatever works for us, right? Whatever works. So thanks for the alternate trivia. We got our trivia answers read, and I've talked to everybody on our list. So do one more round of check-ins, and one more round only. Well, one more solid round of people checking in, get some comments, rechecks, whatever you want to get, and then we'll close it down. So if you want to check in or recheck to the BeaconNet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
This is KJ5, Kilo Juliet, 5 Alpha Tango Alpha from Georgetown, Texas guy. Yeah.
All right, we got a call in there from KJ5ATA. You know, Guy, you started saying your call sign, and then you kind of got flustered. And I knew your call sign, but I also got flustered. I was like, I really hope he finishes it because my brain's not working and I'm not writing down the call sign right. But we got it to you. KJ5ATA, take it away, sir.
Yeah, you know what? Network, I was listening in, and I heard the answer for the alternate trivia question, you know, about the King of Hearts and such, and that's really interesting. Yeah, by golly, that's a piece of trivia I need to know. But you know what? I did not catch the primary question, and it's okay that you don't have to tell me what it is, but it's, you know, it'd be kind of nice if you just tell me what it is, and you don't have to go back to the original you know, question maker, but the question and the answer, and I would be I'd be a happy camper if I just knew that, and that would be okay. All right, I'm going to send it back to network control. You bet.
All right, not a problem, Guy. You know what? We always like to appease our regular check-ins and keep them happy. So look up the K8VZA and let him reread the question and the answer so you know what it was, and go from there. So, Eric, you mind taking it away and going through your little answer spiel and with the question and all that one more time?
QKO and the net, KE8VZA here with main trivia. Yeah, so where did it go here? My screen shifted. There we go. What was the name of the hill where Marconi received the first transatlantic wireless message? Was it Radio Ridge, Marconi Mountain, Cabot Tower, or Signal Hill? And it was actually Signal Hill, which was option Delta. And on December 12th, 1901, at Signal Hill in St. John's, Newfoundland, Guglielmo Marconi received the first transatlantic radio signal with a receiver and a wire antenna kept aloft by a kite. Morse code for the letter S was transmitted approximately 2,100 miles across the Atlantic Ocean from Poldhu, Cornwall, England. And the one thing I forgot was at that point in time, they did not know about radio waves bouncing off the ionosphere yet. So Marconi's theory was that the radio waves kind of bent with the curvature of the Earth. But as we all know now, the ionosphere plays a key role in bouncing radio signals around beyond ground wave. There you go. KE8VZA, back to net control.
All right, well, thank you, Eric. Yeah, I'll be honest, I originally wrote down Cabot Tower on my little book, but then I thought, wait, then you read it the second time, and I was like, wait, he said is, not was. So that's why I was like, oh, it's probably something like Signal Hill. And, radio waves are not affected by gravity, which makes you think maybe you could power a spaceship on radio waves. That could be a fun try. I'm sure we fail miserably, but it'd be fun to try. Anyway, thank you, Eric. Let's go back down to KJ5 ATA, guys. If he wants to add any more comments to that.
Yes, hello, network control. Wow, man, that is fascinating piece of history to learn. But I kind of knew it. I kind of knew that it was Signal Hill. And had I heard it earlier, I would have definitely, probably, more than likely, but not sure, I would have chosen that as to be my answer. Anyways, yeah, it's all good. It's a beautiful, beautiful winter night. The first day of winter, the longest night of the year. So it's going to get shorter from now on. So it's a dark night, silent night, holy night. At least, well, we can wait for a few more days for that. But it's all good. So anyways, to the network, this is KJ5 ATA. Merry Christmas and 73s, you bet.
All right, well, thank you, guys. Yeah, I'll start taking some shorter nights because this getting dark at like 5 o'clock thing drives me up the wall. I have too much stuff I want to do, and I'm like, it messes with my head. I'm sitting here, it's like 5 o'clock, it's dark out, I'm thinking it's 8 o'clock. I'm like, oh, I got the net to start in a few. Oh, wait, no, it's only 5 o'clock. I got hours. So, yeah, I'm ready for some later sun to come out. All right, well, that's about it for us, I guess. That's all the check-ins we've had. So, let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. On behalf of the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, myself, KE8VCA, KI5DAY, KD8SLG, who didn't answer, W8HRF, K8YUK, KDDPC, and Larry the Rubber Chicken, I would like to thank each and every one of you for checking in with us this evening. Come and join us on the next edition of the BeaconNet, Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, which is Christmas Eve, on the WAW KY repeater, Allstar Node 48496, and EchoLink WAWKY-R. You're welcome to join us on the Barometer Net, also on the WAW KY repeater, every morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, except for Sundays. Don't forget to check out our friends on the Border Breaker Net, every day at noon Central Time on Allstar Node 49562 and EchoLink N5XQK-R. You've been listening to the BeaconNet. This is KE8QKO, returning the repeater to normal and customary amateur radio use at this time. Merry Christmas and 73 all.
Merry Christmas to ye and 73.
W8WK.